everyone. I sure am glad to see you. You just brighten up my day. Raise your hand if you are a kid watching this from the sanctuary. Now, raise your hand if you are a kid who is watching this from home. Now, everyone, grown-ups too, raise your hand and give yourself a high five. So, kids, we're gonna watch this video together. That means if you're in the sanctuary, you'll come up front to the TV. And if you're at home, you'll get as close to your screen as possible. But to get there, you can either walk backwards or hop on one foot. You choose. Ready, steady, go!
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. I'm a jolly bear, 'cause I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a moving, grooving, jamming, singing gummy bear. Oh, yeah, gummy bear.
Yay! It's so good to be this close to you. So let's put on our listening ears and our listening eyes and see what Jesus is up to today. This story comes from Mark, chapter 9, verses 33 through 37. One day, Jesus and his disciples were walking to a town called Capernaum to stay with a friend and their family. As they were walking, Jesus could hear the disciples arguing about something. Jesus just tuned it out because he was probably tired or really needed alone time. When they got to Capernaum, Jesus noticed that some of his friends were still pretty mad at each other. They were huffing and puffing all over the place. So Jesus casually asked, So, what were you all arguing about on the way here? No one said a word. Well, Jesus being Jesus already knew what they were arguing about because 1, he's God, and 2, probably anyone within a mile radius could hear what the disciples were saying because they were talking so loud. You see, they were arguing about who was the most important, aka, who did Jesus love the most? In all the awkward silence, Jesus noticed his friend's daughter was curiously peeking around the corner. She could tell there was something special about this rabbi, and that gave him an idea. So Jesus sat down with his disciples, then asked the young girl if she wanted to join them. Join a rabbi's teaching circle? Wowee! Jesus held his arms out wide, and she ran up to him and gave him a big, giant hug. What's going on? Why is that human so tiny? Ugh, come on. This is grown-up time. As Jesus held the child, he said to his disciples, So you all were arguing about who was the most important, right? Well, here's your answer. Children are the most important. They are wonderful, curious, and so full of life. So listen up. Whoever welcomes a child like this in my name welcomes me. And not just me, but also God, our loving Creator, who sent me to the earth. Wait a second, Jesus. Are you saying that babies, kids, and teenagers are super important to God? Yep. And are you saying that however welcoming or unwelcoming we are to babies, kids, and teenagers, we are that same amount of welcoming or unwelcoming to you? That's right. That sure is interesting to think about, huh? All play time! It's time for an all play. This story comes from the Gospel of Mark. Does anyone know what the word gospel means? Gospel is a real fancy word for good news. Can you say that with me? Good news! What was good news to you in this story? You could share your answers out loud, or you can type them in the chat. What was good news to you in this story? Wowee! That's not just good news. That is great news. You see, back when Jesus lived on earth, people didn't think babies, kids, or teenagers were all that important. So they didn't have a lot of power or agency, and no one really took them seriously. Have you ever felt like you weren't important? Have you ever felt your voice didn't matter just because you're a kid? Not cool, Robert Frost. Jesus straight up says that you are important and that you matter. And the thoughts, ideas, creations, and emotions that you bring into this world are so valuable and special. In fact, you can teach us grown-ups so many amazing and wonderful things just by being you. I know this year and a half of COVID has not been easy for you. Nothing is the same and everything's always changing, huh? Have you felt sad, confused, alone, bored, mad, scared, disappointed? You're not alone. To all the babies, kids, and teenagers who are watching this right now, you are a masterpiece. You are so special and so loved. And please forgive us grown-ups when we don't take you seriously or welcome you into our grown-up spaces, because you belong and you matter. The thing is, we've been adapting and grieving right along with you. And we're still learning how to do work, home, school, and church in this weird new way. So thank you. Thank you for being you. You're incredible, curious, and beautiful you. Here is a prayer for us all to say together, kids and grown-ups. Echo the words after me. Dear God, your great big arms are always open wide. Everyone is welcome at your table. Help us love and welcome everyone around us. So they might feel your love and welcome too. Amen. So now, if you are in the sanctuary, come join us in the wiggle space, because we're gonna make some fun welcome signs to hang up in your windows, on your door, or wherever you want, as a fun way to practice welcoming others like Jesus did. And if you're at home, you can make one too. All you need is a piece of paper, a smorgasbord of art supplies, and a loving and compassionate imagination. You are all so special to me, to our community, and especially to God. Thanks for being you. See you next time.